Hey guys, I'm just trying to get my chats organized so I can actually read them. Because I'm back on my laptop and I haven't got a smooth system. I'm gonna level with y'all. It's a work in progress, but the more that we do these little catch ups, the more I will know what my setup is. Nice tan. Oh, thank you for noticing. Much appreciated. And thanks again for the resub. Howdy. Hi, Chloe. Hi, Sharpa. Ghost, it's good to have you here. Nine Fox, of course. Mythic. Hi, friends. I'm just making a cup of tea, so I might pop off to go grab that when applicable. Hello, but just a heads up. And I think I need to move this over so that I can see if we disconnect. I am using my friend's Wi-Fi, which we will find out if it's any good. It seems okay at the moment, but anyhow. It's getting long and floofy again. Let me talk about the hair. So, I had a lot of salt and a lot of sweat. I'm gonna be real. That was affecting all of these locks, and in some ways it looked kind of slay. It was looking very mermaidy. But I tell you what, there is nothing that beats a great shower. One of the first showers that you have when you're supposed to be back home. But I am currently staying with my friend Coffee, for those who know Coffee, and she has this shampoo and conditioner which is so good, and it's so much better than any like hotel, motel, holiday inn. It's basically soap that they give you that is trying to clean your hair. No, I got proper products in this mane of mine. It's actually still drying. I had a bit of a late shower. But that is what is doing the real magic today, is that it is been treated once more. Yes, yeah, I'm starting to turn into one of those air streamers. I actually did think about it, where I was like, oh, should I move the mirror? And then I went, I can't be bothered. And I also don't think there's a better place to put you guys. And so I went, I'll just let people joke about the mirror. It's fine. But yeah, full streamer girl. What is the donor amount for the outfit change? Guys, I'm just gonna get some tea. There we go. How about I'll make it really... That's the one. Now we're talking. So yeah, BRB changing into a cute bikini, and also a cute as in something that is less than 90 degrees. I like it. Hi, Dan. Her biannual shower begrudgingly. Finally, it's happened. But honestly, it does feel so nice. When I arrived here on Friday night, and then I used all of her stuff, I was like, oh my god, this feels amazing. And then when we arrived back from Bornholm, which is basically an island just south of Sweden, but is a part of Denmark, and so this morning, sorry, I got to use all of her stuff again, and I'm like, it feels so amazing. It's turned hot, exactly. It reveals you don't have legs. Yeah, hold on, let me see if I could, I think that's the one. You can't tell, hey? Maybe a little bit there. If I move it slightly more, then it will show I don't have legs. I think this is the meme. If I can keep my legs crossed the whole time, then we'll be really proving that we don't have legs. I love it. Stealing your friend's conditioner is a human right, like stolen hotel slippers and tax evasion, exactly. And by gosh, does it work. Oh, well, thank you, Chloe. It's good to have you back here. How was the hike at Denmark? It was wonderful. In fact, the whole little island was so charming and so sweet. You could put us on your head, you reckon? I could, I suppose, but I'm not going to. I thought Clem just shed her skin like a reptile. That too, yes, exactly, that too. I'm just seeing, because I did end up getting... a little bit from when I was kayaking a few weeks ago. I was like, oh, did I get burnt? And then I saw that my skin was a little dry, so maybe it's about time. Yeah, favorite little orange. Okay, Anyway, all of this aside, let me catch you guys up to speed in case you have missed it. I am not in the UK at the moment. I flew to San Sebastian and I was there for a week, and then I drove to a place called Zabia and I was there for a week, and now I am in Denmark before I go to Iceland. So I've been a little bit of a jet setter, which has been very exciting, and it is exactly why I want to be on this side of the world from my big move from Australia and New Zealand. I've been really loving the proximity of things. It's awesome. One of the reasons why I'm here is because my friend is in Copenhagen, and I thought it would be kind of a good place to have a pit stop and a bit of a rest, and it is very necessary. This whole morning I was like, oh, okay, I'm just like processing, going slow, taking my time. I repacked my whole suitcase, which is just down here, and so it felt good to take it slow. It was very, very necessary. Good, looking good. Thank you. I appreciate it. So I am going to take you guys on some Copenhagen IRL streams. I just wasn't ready to do it today. So the next couple days, be ready. We'll go see Copenhagen. And also, if there are things in Copenhagen that you've heard about that you want me to go check out, tell me now, because I will not necessarily plan for that, because we'll just be exploring. Hi Hugh, good to see you. Can't stay long, you're good. Sending lots of love, thank you. All the best back at you, Hugh, much appreciated as always. One of the rare moments of Clem was not in overalls, yes I know, right? So that's something that I've been enjoying sharing as well, is if you guys aren't following the vertical content on your preferred platform of choice, make sure you do so, because then you get the odd no-overalls content. So I think that's kind of been fun to share stuff that I've been doing outside of the IRL streams and outside of the live streams, and go check it out, because it has been fun to kind of film even just snapshots of my day for you guys. Alright, that coffee snubber is there. Can you check her out for me? Absolutely. You gotta visit. Yes, so coffee actually took me to Christiania last time. We weren't intending to go there, but we were kind of going for a walk. And then we decided, we were walking in the vicinity, and she said, oh my God, like, of course we'll go here. And that was my concern as well, Nine Fox, is I really appreciated learning about some of the history and operation of Christiania, but I don't feel comfortable IRL streaming there. Not even from I think I'm gonna get beat up perspective, but rather I just think it would be rude and inconsiderate. So for those who don't know, basically it is this little independent suburb, I think would be a good word to use, just south of Copenhagen, and they were kind of running their own, or governing themselves in a way. And I'll have to brush up on my history there. Yeah, I think kick me out is what they would do. They were kind of governing themselves, and it's really trendy and cool, and there's some intrigue to it. And when we happened to be there, there was like live music playing, and it's genuinely worth a visit. But there's also a lot of history in terms of opposition to the government, and also basically there was what's it called, not decriminalization or legalization, but they were just kind of left to do their own thing, and there was a lot of drugs in this community, but then that kind of turned into gangs, and so they actually decided to put more of a stop on drugs again, even cannabis. And so there are all these signs that like, don't buy hash in Christiania, and that was because there ended up being a lot of this gang violence, and they got rid of it. I wouldn't say they got rid of it, because I don't know enough, but they put in measures to move away from that, and they've seemed to have done a good job. And So it's really intriguing because it's completely different to the rest of Copenhagen, which when we do our IRL streaming, you'll see it is very wealthy. Like if you ever visit Copenhagen, budget accordingly, because I cannot afford Copenhagen, I tell you what. But it's very cool. Christiania is very cool, and I need to learn more about it. So I think that I'll probably go visit again, because I didn't feel unsafe there is the other thing. It's just that I want to be respectful of the area, and so I won't do an IRL there. Hi Anla, good to see you. Hope you're doing well as well. Yeah, I've just been taking it easy today. Hi Pascal. Don't be fooled. These streams are Clem's plan to take over the world one trip at a time. Exactly. I've just been doing what are they called? Not ambassador. I've been influencing the communities that I've been visiting. I also Copenhagen beer due to being poor. Or you Copenhagen beer. I also Copenhagen beer. You cope. As in you do drink. I know that there's a Copenhagen beer. I can't quite figure out what the sentence is without the pun on, though, is where I'm struggling. Say again with the no rules content, it's just vertical content in general, Glow. So on Instagram, on TikTok, or on YouTube, your preferred platform of choice. Yes, I saw Shopper in the Discord that you're at 15 pairs of overalls. Look at you. What shops do you plan to visit in Copenhagen? Well, I've got to go to Lego, of course, but I don't think I'll buy anything. I have very quickly realized that the Danish krone is quite strong, and I will not be doing a lot of shopping or even food indulging in Copenhagen. It is not for the weak, I'll tell you that. If only things were illegal, gangs would have fuck all to do. Amen. Amen. Hey, Calm, good to see you. Hagen is the beer. Okay, so maybe that's where I was missing, because I actually hadn't heard of that beer brand. But yes, I Copenhagen because you're poor, so therefore you have to drink that because you can't afford other things. I get it now. I just was missing that puzzle piece that it is a beer. Thank you. Yes, cheaper than export and about the same as okay. I'm on top of it. I love it. No shame. It's the start of the month, so you know what that means. That sounds like something to do with periods, and I know it's not, because I'm just gonna, for the men in the community, or at least for people who don't menstruate, I will just give you a heads up that people don't just start bleeding at the same time every single month. Like, it's all their own cycles. And I know that's not what Calm meant, but that's where my brain went. Yeah, woman straight, exactly. Explain the joke, now it's 20 times better. We got there. Hi Sahid, good to see you. Copenhagen, that's the one. Okay, before I forget, I am gonna get my cup of tea. So now you guys have made me so conscious about the ass content. Okay, I'm not gonna win this way. There, you get you get the hip. Okay, I think I nailed that. Hang tight. I just gotta get the milk. Okay, we're sorted. Oh, I'm not gonna do that again, it's fine. Come! Thank you so much! I'm glad you are having fun living the dream. Thank you! That is so kind! And at a tier 3 as well. Chin, my goodness, a skull as they say here. Very much appreciated. Now walking like she had a full die-dye. What is a die-dye? I've not heard of this one. Oh, that is so kind. Thanks, guys. Thanks. Okay, now it has legs. No, it's AI. All right. So, oh, a diaper. Gotcha. Nothing sus. No, nothing sus. I just very much appreciate it. Thank you, Cam. The knees are CGI. Exactly right. Although I don't know if you can tell. I don't think it's coming through. As healing, but I shinned my hotel bed frame, and it has been a massive bruise for so long, but it's finally chilling out. It's taken a while. Yeah, it was nasty. It was this massive green one. I don't think you can quite tell. Like that is not a shadow, that is the remnant of a bruise, if you can see it. Like it's barely there. Anyway, it was nasty. What are you doing so far north? You're only about an hour and a half away from me. I live in the southwest of Sweden, but on the east coast. Well, you will know about Bornholm then. I just came back from Bornholm, and it was really sweet. I really enjoyed it. You can see it? There we go. I forgot to post this as well, so bear with me, guys. Sorry. Just getting back into the swing of things. That will do. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Oh, yes, exactly. We got the back of my head in the background. Good to see you, Luke. The mirror giving us both front and back views feels strangely intimate. Well, that's the thing, is a lot of titty streamers, or ass streamers rather, use this, but for me it was just that I couldn't be bothered moving the mirror. As you can see, it is a big mirror, and I didn't want to do that. What can you see here? Ah, the bedside table. I was like, see, if I rotate too far, then you'll see outside. And if I rotate the other way, then it's still there. So I was like, this, and then, we got the plant in the background. Hi, President. Where are you from? Originally New Zealand. A lot of what streamers who've been watching? The ones that I care about. New meta is the old meta. Everyone knows that. Exactly right. Anyways, so it's been awesome. It's been I did a little video, and I've kind of been enjoying these like Clem rants videos where I just kind of like a live stream, have some thoughts for a short period and just go for it. So I think in the future I might try and make them a little bit more succinct, but it's fine in the moment. And I'm a VIP in Morg Pie's chat, exactly. Oh goodness. And so Spain was incredible. I'm not gonna hop on Spain, but now I am in Denmark. So I got here a few days ago, and my friend lives in Copenhagen. So for those who have not met her, if you see anyone talk about coffee with a capital C, that is my friend, and she moved here a few years ago, and so I decided I'll come hang. And she has been wanting to go to Bornholm for a while, which is basically, I thought it was going to be a small island. It's actually quite large. That is in between Sweden and Poland, so it's only a 20-minute flight or something, and it was a lot of fun. It was really cool because it felt like this snapshot and capsule of Danish culture specifically. I feel like Copenhagen as a whole is very like grand, kind of European as well, but it's very wealth based. Like I remember this last time I came here for Pokemon, it's just like it's clean, but it's just kind of, you're looking at a lot of wealth, and there were castles here as well, so they're kind of cool, and we'll check some of them out. There's a fortress that I'm gonna check if we can go into, but if they say no, then so be it. So that's all stuff that you will see when I go do an IRL stream. But Bornholm was like, there are a few places that were over 1 story tall, and it was just really quiet, quaint, calm, and it was really sweet. So apparently a lot of Danish villages, even on the mainland here, are like that. But I hadn't really got to see that until now. Did you hear about the cheese explosion in Philly last night? Police don't have a lot to report other than there's a bunch of debris. Oh no! Oh dear. Hi Angela, good to see you. Thank you for the resub. Yes, Poland. So it's in between Sweden and Poland, and then kind of Germany a little bit as well, and then Denmark is actually the furthest. It feels like, at least. Yeah, exactly. I'm not doing this actually for the butt. It's just there happens to be a mirror there. Hi, C Mama. Did you jump off the cliff? I don't remember which cliff you're referring to. I do apologize, Season Lounge. So you have to remind me of this one. So I was thinking that we could pop into Tivoli, but I won't be able to take you guys on any of the rides, and so that's why I was like, do I want to buy a ticket just to walk around? So Dever, if you are familiar with Tivoli, and let me know if you think it's worth taking stream there if I'm not going to be able to go on the rides. Because it just seemed a little bit expenny to not do any of the other park adventures, you know? Yes, so Bornholm is an island between Sweden and Poland. That is correct. I haven't stumbled on those words. That is where I went. Bornholm, B-O-R-N, like someone being born. Home, H-O-L-M, you know, like Scandinavian way of saying home. Bornholm. I walk from Huvudbanegarden to Nyhaven is a good trip. Stroget, Rundetern and I don't know how to say all of these words, but I will try and take these recommendations. Hi, good Cameron. There's a woman behind you mirroring you. That's all right. I'll just let her do her thing. Next time, print out a photocopy of a butt and put it at the back of the chair. That's genius. I like this. I literally have a book open on my chest called When the Moon Hits Your Eye, about the moon turning into cheese. That's so cute. I love that. I thought we had a cliff. I jumped off a cliff on a kayak, but I didn't think I told you guys about that, and it wasn't really cliff, it was more of a rock, and then I don't think there were any cliffs in Bornholm that we would have jumped off. Yeah, I'm a little bit tan, but like not much. I've definitely been getting some sun, but I also put on sunscreen, so I haven't tanned up too much. Good point. Okay, I will not worry about getting a ticket into Tivoli, I don't think. Some concerts and fireworks. So maybe I will look it up and see if there's anything on just for wandering around. And if there's like a festival on and fireworks, then maybe I'll take everyone on an IRL stream. And if not, then we'll just walk around and we can still see the rides from outside of the park at least. I'm definitely not sunburnt. If you're saying if you're saying I looked sunburnt, then you're wrong. That is not correct whatsoever. So I don't know where you're getting that impression from, because I don't think there's anything about me that looks pink or red. So consider your monitor's settings if you think I look sunburnt, because I do not have any sunburn whatsoever. Yes, I'm just the upper part of the body, no legs down here, as you can tell. Tiny bit tan, yeah, just a tiny bit, just a little bit. Who's ticketing you ever? Tivoli Gardens, damn it. You seem to have more color compared to UK, and I should hope so. I've been in the sun a lot, you know. How dare you blame my shitty phone? Yes, so it is not very bright in here. I think that if I put you on the there you go. Is that better? Is that better? Is that more obvious? You want to sit down there? Because I don't really want you guys to sit down there. That's like the best lighting, because that's where the sun is coming, but I'd much prefer you guys to be on a desk. Thank you very much. So yes, I do agree. So tall. I do agree that the lighting is not best, but we're not going to worry about it. It's my thought process. Looking down on us as usual. I just don't usually like to make it so obvious. Everyone besides the window. No streamers don't have legs. Clem's not part of the sun yet. Please refresh your eyeballs. Red, tan, I don't see color. Thank you, see mama. You're better than most of us, but that comes as no surprise. Every time I've joined the stream after a bit, you've changed locations. Isn't that incredible? I've been absolutely loving it, and I think that's going to be the case for the next indefinite period. I've got a few more trips planned. More color overseas compared to a place that's in constant diffuse cloud lighting? No, crazy that. Although what I can say is that I wouldn't necessarily be able to excuse myself from when I used to live in Australia, because I didn't really go outside in Australia, so I didn't tan up there. Yeah, AI legs. Just brainstorming, have you considered rearranging the room for stream feng shui? So Coffee, whose room this is, she was actually really sweet. She's like, if you have to move anything for stream, just go for it, because she's at work at the moment. And the only thing I thought about moving was their mirror behind me. And I know it's so easy just to put it back in its place, but it's not my space, and I just really wanted to not touch anything. Penguin, thank you so much for the 9 months. Penguino, gracias. Thank you. That is so kind. It's good to see you as well. I had a dream about you. I'm so sorry. I have that effect on people. I know that when you wake up screaming and it's like, God damn it. Another nightmare. Yeah, I'm sorry. It happens. I take full accountability for the horrors that I cause. It's my bad. Clem tripping is my new way of feeling there's still some hope and joy in this dumpster fire. Oh my god! Well, I know this is kind of like a laugh cry situation, but I do appreciate that. Let's put the desk under the window, bed outside, keep the mirror behind you. Hell yeah, I think that we've got a plan now. Nonetheless, I am indeed constantly changing locations, and that's because I am. And it's incredible. And I did a little video where it was actually Coffee who pointed it out, because I was just kind of riffing. And she was like, oh, you said something that was really cool, and that's why I put it in the title of like living the change. And I was like, thanks. I didn't even think of that as a phrase, but now I think it's going to become my mantra in a way, living the change. And so that's kind of where I have what I've been doing at the moment. Is last year I decided to come to the UK. You guys helped me get there rather. And then I decided to pack up my Melbourne lifestyle for something new. And the last few months has been incredible. Yeah, I think it's a little bit different to be the change you want to see in the world, because it's more about being the change that I want in my life. It's kind of more what that phrase was meant to be, because I completely agree in terms of, for example, when I see a little bit of rubbish on the ground, I do try to pick it up, because if not me, then who? And those things I consider like be the change you want to see in the world. But I think for living the change, it was more about embracing change, I guess. It's good that you can change locations. Some of us don't have courage to travel, and funds. That's the other thing, is I'm very aware that not everyone has the ability to travel because of funds and all these kinds of things. And so I don't want people to think I am being dismissive of that either. Like, I moves the camera and she turns tall. Run! Get out of here! I've moved into the lounge for the cold nights, and the cat can't figure out how to tell me he wants to get me up without my usual mess about. That's so funny. Hopefully it's been a little bit warmer, at least in the move. Hey Lily! Dye hair black. You know what? I might just do it. Yeah, stop being a pussy and just do it. Exactly. It's about the bravery that comes with wanting. I think for me it was that I realized I wanted a change, and I actually went and did it, and so that was more what I was trying to share. Just don't keep picking it up at the same spot lest they give you a mop and bucket. It's kind of like the people that choose to travel the world but do it by RV. I know you've gone out overseas, but obviously it's not RV life, but it still sounds super close to the description that people use with that life. I think that that there's definitely some parallels. What I have noticed is because, okay, so let me try and be more streamlined with this kind of answer, is A lot of people on my travels have asked a similar thing where it's like, why would you want to leave Australia? Why would you want to leave New Zealand? People online have said the same thing because a lot of people will hear about these countries and know how beautiful they are. They are both beautiful in two completely different ways. And so there is this idea of like, oh, how lucky you are that you've gotten to live on that side of the world. But the grass is always greener, right? And so people in Australia and New Zealand, we can all appreciate how gorgeous our own countries are, but we don't necessarily have the proximity to pop over to another country when the flights are so long and expensive. Like to go from New Zealand or Australia to the UK, that's can be like a 30 hours from door to door, 24-hour flights. And so it's a long, long way. Whereas in some of these places, like my flight from England to Spain was 1 hour. One singular hour. I think that Melbourne and Sydney are further apart than that. New Zealand is a bit better, I'm not going to deny. England, London and Spain, at least where I landed, was 1 hour flight. I spent more time in the airport than I did in the air. And so that is just a recognition of how, although large Europe is, how close a lot of different cultures and countries and cities are as well. 1 hour flight here to Bahrain, and that country is so tiny. And so that is what a lot of people who want to travel to Europe and haven't grown up in Europe are seeking. And I can say that especially these last few weeks has really been able to cement my view of why I wanted to move to Europe, because I spoke about it and I was like, yeah, I want to see a lot of different cultures. But now that I've been able to experience it again, like I did a road trip earlier in the year, but that was a little bit of a travel and it was a lot of driving. Whereas this trip was a bit more settled, where I was just in one location for a week and then a second location for a week, rather than move. And so now, realizing even just within Spain alone, and now being in Denmark, how close they are, these cities are, with completely different histories, completely different cultures, and being able to get a brief understanding and learning of a new lifestyle. So for example, I've always heard about the term siesta, but I've always just thought, oh, a siesta is just a nap. Like people, when people say, oh, it's siesta time, I've always associated that with, well, that just means to nap. No, definitely not. But I now know that siesta is truly practiced in Spain. I don't know about other Latin American countries, for example, but in Spain, literally from 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock, it is quiet. Shops close down, businesses close down. They do wholeheartedly embrace siesta as quiet time. And it was so interesting to see that. Yeah, I was thinking Mexico too. And so it was beautiful to be able to see a completely different culture, not just different landscapes and environments. Like those are awesome too, but that is where I do boast New Zealand still. But the cultures, the foods as well. And so it was just so awesome to see these varying cultures in such a short place. And so I'm really keen to do more of these little weekend trips. What I have also learned, especially this morning, is I do like having a base. I know that there are a lot of people who do these RV lifestyles or these nomadic lifestyles where they spend 6 months just kind of traveling across Europe. I'm not one of those people. I really do enjoy the comforts of home. I do so even before coming to Copenhagen, I realized that I was ready to go back to my my place, or like my base. and I wanted to be able to reset and recoup and have a proper shower and also build up my funds again. And so this has also been good about this trip, which has been extended to understand that I am more of a long weekend or week away and then chill out again. And so that's another reason why being in Europe works really well, because I will be able to go back to England and then I can do these weekend trips without the cost of traveling all the way from Australia to or New Zealand to Europe. And it's exciting. It's so exciting. Hi Rangi, hi Fit. But how do you make money? This is how I make money, live streaming. And so I have been frugal and I've been budgeting. That's the other thing, is I'm very good at budgeting. And so that's why I've been able to do all of these things. Once this trip is over, I do have one more trip planned back to Australia and New Zealand. But after that, it will be a long time before I'm able to do something large like this, or a road trip. I might be able to do a quick flight here or there, because some of these flights are they're so cheap. I cannot understand how inexpensive they are. It doesn't make sense to me sometimes how a plane can be cheaper than a train. It doesn't make sense. And so I am very aware that after this it'll be a while before I do it again. So I'm embracing it while I can. So if I need to travel through Europe, how much money do you think I need? It depends where you're going, because for example, I felt okay in Spain, I felt okay in other countries. Coming to Copenhagen, I don't feel okay anymore. I like I said, I'm very good at budgeting, but I was not prepared for the cost of food here. We went and got a pizza and 2 glasses of wine and maybe some olives, and it was an insane price. And then when I was looking at it in Australian dollars, I was like, this is unaffordable. This is genuinely unaffordable. And so that's something that has also been a very interesting learning point for me, is realizing how different a lot of the countries are in terms of, I guess, how strong their economy is and their dollar and how things are done. Compared to Tauranga to Auckland, is ridiculous. Probably the same cost as a flight from UK to Spain. Yeah, exactly. And so, yeah, it depends on where you want to go. It depends how long you want to go. Like, these are things that I can't answer for you, because the other thing is that I realize that my eating habits are very different to other people. And so I'm quite okay skipping breakfast where other people wouldn't be. And how do you want to factor in how you do food? Like, I cannot tell you how much money I think you need when I don't know what you want to do. I don't know where you want to go. I don't know what your length of time is, etc., etc. Take a break from work during the day. What's that? A siesta in America is 5 minutes then back to work, right? And so that's what I mean, is this completely different culture in Spain. It was awesome. And cost of cigarettes, yeah, exactly. I get the cigarettes so I can suppress my hunger. Okay, let me read some of these other things and I'll get back onto it as well. Lounges here. Oh yeah, so that's about it. Kitty cat. Here to Sydney takes almost nearly a day of one stop. Yes, I know. And so that's another reason why a lot of people won't normally go in between Australia and North America as well, and unless it is for a big trip. I know plenty of Australians who end up getting visas for Canada, for example, through the Commonwealth, and they spend 2 years there because it is such a massive distance to travel. I think that Central America and East Coast of America, that to Australia is one of the longest journeys, I believe. Like trying to get from Sydney to, let's say, New York is insane. I don't know why you always stream when it's 5 a.m. for me. I want to enjoy your streams. Yeah, since moving time zones, I know it's been really hard. But yes, I hope you get some rest, Mythic. I have considered about other time zones, and it really sucks because I really miss our American audience, because I know how early it is. But I basically have to do what's best for me at the moment, and then I can build on that in the future. But that's why you gotta check out the other content if you're feeling like you're missing out on some exclamatine. My favorite ASMR artist takes flights to another country, but where she lives, maps are so small, so close, and really cheap to fly there. Exactly. Hi, hello. I have heard Finland was so expensive, and after converting to your dollar when I went there, it was the same price as here. And that's the other thing is I think that the UK is quite expensive in terms of food and going out to eat. I've been quite unimpressed with dinners and lunches, and so I don't really do them. I don't think I've even spoken about going out for dinner very often. Because I don't. It is very expensive. I'll have a coffee, but I won't do brunch. And so I think the comparison with UK and Copenhagen isn't dissimilar, but I still found that it's been more expensive for like a pizza. And a glass of wine, and then particularly converting that into Australian dollars, I cannot fathom it. Groceries in Massachusetts alone is about $400 for a two-person household. Yikes. I've only flown a few times in my life. It's always been from Massachusetts to South Carolina. That's like 2 to 3 hour flight. I couldn't handle more than that. Yeah, that's fair enough. And the thing is, like, USA is so massive that I completely understand people not seeing so much of their own country, because it is like it's so many different again terrains and whatnot between the states, for example. But I don't think there's like a hugely different culture. Sure, there can be some things that are done from state to state, but in terms of culture specifically, like the difference between Spain and Denmark is night and day. Even just like seeing what people eat for breakfast, it is really a whole new thing. And so I think that's what I've been finding really cool. We need you to be our travel planner. You're becoming the travel expert. No, please don't put that on me. 3K USD enough? Like, but again, like that's probably going to disappear in your flights alone, and then accommodation. So no, I don't think that'll be enough. And I say that as someone who so for example, when I was flying from Australia or New Zealand to Europe, that is in Australian dollars, it can be $3,000 for flights alone. And so in American dollars, you probably haven't even covered your flights and your accommodation with 3,000, unless you're only going to be staying in one place for 1 week, and then you have to budget for food as well. Thank you, Dylan, for the follow. Yeah, Coffee Snobber is in Denmark. She's in Copenhagen. Okay-ish places or good places expensive. So that's what I found quite... yes, Calm. Sorry, I just wanted to read this one. You planned very well, but the unexpected cost can be shocking. Exactly right. So I I sent some photos to some friends to be like, take a guess at how much you think this cost. Let me see if I've got something. And the thing is that I've just spent 2 weeks in Spain, and I wasn't what's the word, balking, or is it gawking? Gawking is like staring, but I mean like being shocked and surprised and disgusted. It is a B, right? Balking? Anyway, let me know. Can you help me relax? Probably not. But you know, you can join in the chat and see if it helps. Hi Night Warrior, I'm well. Let me see if I've got a... I'll see if I can... Oh, I'll check what cost this was, because I think this would be a good example. So, 2 tiny little pastas, both of which only had about 2 ingredients in them, and 2 glasses of wine. Let's see how much that costs. And you guys can start guessing. If you are going to guess, please make sure to tell me which currency you're using. So US or New Zealand or whatever. So, what is this one? Oh my gosh, was it not? Oh no. Pasta. Okay. cry all over again. It just made me cry all over again. Ay, ay, ay. So I just have to remember if we got extra glass of wine or not, because if that price is with with 4 glasses of wine, then maybe. But if that was only 2 glasses of wine, I'm gonna be bleak. This is why I don't convert into Australian dollars. Ay, ay, ay. $1 billion exactly. 20 to 30 pounds per dish. So you reckon like each pasta is 20 pounds. It was awful. For that, if it's not from a naturally expensive place. Yeah, and so this is like, okay, I've got to set the scene. Sorry, that's right. I haven't set the scene. Okay, so we're on an island. It's very quaint, calm. You barely see anyone. There are a lot of one-story houses that are just built with brick, and then there's a couple of hotels here and there, but you barely see anyone. And then there's this one area that you kind of just walk past, and it's just got like a little veranda out front, and some seats, and then you walk in. There's not really any decorations. It's nice in the sense that it looks like it is well maintained, but the rest of the island is also very clean already, so that's nothing unusual. And yeah, so that's kind of the set. So a lot of you guys are doing pretty well. Oh gosh, dislocated your jaw. Okay, Sea Mama's not doing very well with the dislocation. 20 to 30 pounds per dish. Around $15 for each bowl of pasta. Eating out is expensive, someone's going out to eat. Double it with the wine, so you think like 20 pounds per glass, which was like 150 mils. As a Dane living outside of Copenhagen, I tell you the rest of the country make fun of the prices in Copenhagen. I'm glad that you said that, because this was in Bornholm though, so so do you know much about Bornholm, Moxman? Because that I was quite surprised at. Maybe they added influencer tax. They should be taking that off, damn it. I should be getting these things for free. I can have a look for Clementine wine, but I haven't saw it. Yeah, 5 more for islands, 100 pounds altogether. You got it. Restaurant though, not a pub. It was not a restaurant. It was more like an addition to, I don't even know how to explain it. A lot of these places in Bornholm, they just felt like someone's garden. So I don't know how to explain it. But see, Nine Fox, this is the thing, as you've said, decent restaurant. I wouldn't put this place in that category. It was basically a place that just offered random pasta with 2 ingredients. It was not amazing. Like I could have, I'm pretty sure Coffee made that at home yesterday. There was nothing in it that made me go, wow, this is so tasty. And I know a lot of people say buying pasta from places already, or it's a recipe for disaster, because it's like, how can you make that much better than what you make at home? And I completely agree. This is why I don't really buy pasta when I go out for dinner. But I have had good pasta dishes, and this was just not it. And you're right, islands always cost more. That was 100. Okay, let me see, because I looked at it in Australian dollars. So I have to change it from krona. 400 and okay. So it was over 400 krona, Danish krona. So if we go DKK, let's do US dollars. That was $60 for 2 mediocre pastas and 2 very tiny glasses of wine. So that is $60. And then for Australian dollars, let me bring that up. Where's Australian dollar? That was $88. That's cheap in Nordic terms. I'm so sorry, but this I guess is why you wouldn't go out to eat. I want to see what it is in Norwegian. So that I guess is what you're used to. Norwegian krona would be 587 krona for your reference. It would have been 412. So 600 Norwegian krona for your reference, 9Fox. I was off by $8. Yeah, but you had the Perth prices. Decent is a relative term as well. This is true. So that's why I was trying to explain that it was like 2 or 3 ingredients, but they were not fancy ingredients. It wasn't like using truffle oil. It was, one of them was basil and mozzarella. Like, you can find that anywhere. Hi, how you going? Good to have you here. Sean, if you said 60 US dollars, that's 84 Canadian dollars. Yeah. I only been to Bornholm once in 7th grade as a school trip, but it's a known vacation place, so I bet the tourist places cost a lot to eat at. And so that is, I think exactly it, Mox, is that I was not prepared for things to be that expensive, for what seemed like very simple things. So like we got 1 pizza and 2, you know how there's like those 200 milliliter bottles that are already sealed up, so again, not expensive wine. That one also made me very surprised, is how I will put it. Pizza night, that one was, it's 3 divided by, that was $70 Australian for a pizza and wine that you can get, like the cheapest wine. Anyway, so I was not expecting to have an influx of expensive pizza, basically. Yeah, so I'm like, I need to go to McDonald's now. 25 Australian dollars seems standard for a small meal. Are you paying tourist tax? It sounds like it. Mox is familiar with Bornholm, and so is suggesting that the tourist tax would have been a part of it. But the thing is that I have been a tourist for the last 2 weeks. I have been in Spain for the last 2 weeks. I've been to other countries. And so I remember when I was in Dublin, I was like, these are very expensive meals in Dublin. So I think that's why it's not that I have a better understanding, it's that I am surprised when I see such high prices, when I feel like other areas should be higher, where I've gone to very fancy places and I have spent less than that. Or rather, I shouldn't say very fancy. I've been to fancier places and places that are more remote, and I've not spent that amount of money. Yes, Dublin, the price in Dublin. $25 here would barely get you a decent burger anywhere other than Macca's. I feel like you could get, a burger fuel at least. No. I don't worry, guys. I'm not saying this in like a please refund me way, but it is just something that I wanted to share based on my experiences for people's understanding that even just stop 9Fox. Even just going from one city, country to another, it is not only a different culture or a different strength of economy or price, but it is also how they view food, like how much people will put on food. And so in Australia, at least where I was in Melbourne, I wouldn't say it was cheap to go out to eat, but it wasn't something that I felt like was a luxury either. In the UK, it is a luxury. Having dinner is a luxury. And I think that especially in older generations, that does make a lot of sense. You go out to eat, you have this nice meal that is a luxury. But it is, I guess, surprising to see just how variable it can be from one country, city to the next, on how much a place will price food. And then supermarkets are another thing as well. If you have to go to a paint store in the US, not a hardware store, a paint store, the paint for 1 gallon is around $75. And this is the thing, is that I was not prepared, like I was prepared for what I consider island prices, tourist tax, but I was not prepared for that high. And so it is very much an indication that one should be understanding and prepared for the prices of how they want their holiday to be and look, and if you're going to go out to eat versus sort yourself out. All of these are so many things that you have to make sure to factor into your holiday, and especially if you're nomadically traveling across Europe, be prepared for that to look very different from place to place too. A pizza where I live is about 15 to 19. Is that Australian dollars? Is it? Yeah. So I think, again, it's disgusting when you think about inflation, but the comparison to other countries, I'm like, this is crazy. Yeah, sorry about the bop. Can't have to pay that influence check if we weren't there with her though. Yes, yeah. So we need you guys more often to help me get some free meals. I loved San Sebastian Lorca. I actually I've been obviously on the run a bit, but I'm like, it's literally on my reminders list to make sure to say thank you. I went and saw LP after your recommendation, and just the whole jazz festival was so cool. So I'll fill you in a little bit more, but it's good to see you, and like genuinely thank you so much for all of your suggestions, because I'm obsessed with San Sebastian. I want to go back so bad. Everything about it, like you can tell that I was just ranting about Copenhagen, but whereas thinking about San Sebastian, my entire like lifestyle and philosophy, I'm like, I want to be there. that is my dream location, truly. I loved it. I really did. Chicken palm at a pub here is 25 to 30 now. Yes, it's crazy, isn't it? Prices have escalated by about 20% in the last couple of years. It's disgusting. And so yeah, maybe Australia is getting worse. When I go back to Australia in October for PAX, I will be keeping an eye out. 4 days ago, I bought a bunch of Chinese food for 76 Canadian dollars. I was able to turn into 5 decent sized meals. Okay, that's a little bit better than 2. Hi, Mackay. Is this a special occasion, or the Copenhagen chocolate is working wonders? Thank you. Oh, Barry, thank you for the $1 as well. Thank you. Barry McCockner. I appreciate that. $1 do. Are my alerts not working? Did you guys hear that? Because I don't think I've seen the alerts. So if I have to fix that, let me know, because that might be an issue. My bad. When I get older, I should take my Danish pension and move to Spain and live the good life. Hell yeah. Hi, Rob. It's good to see you. Long time no see. Anyway, Clever's looking extra lovely today. I appreciate that. It must just be Copenhagen. We're about to hit an ad break on Twitch. I do apologize, but we will see you on the other side. Remember, your watching the ad will help me buy a slice of cheese so that I can live for the next few days. But genuinely, thank you for supporting the channel, both with the dollar and also with the watching the ads, and we'll see you on the other side. I'm pretty comfortable to be hanging out for a while, although I should plug in the laptop, because it does look like we are running low. This hopefully will do the job. It is not my charger, so okay, we're good. We are now okay for at least another hour. We all saw the name, but that's all that matters. Okay, well, if you are going to donate, please note that TTS is not on at the moment. My apologies. I will try and fix that. But I do appreciate it. I'll read the message later. Make a warlock, get a greater demon buddy named Lecation or Cation. Lecation. Then whenever someone says about implication, he gets upset and attacks them. I like it. Lecation. If there's a way for people to teleport home and make meals to streamers or make you food, I cook a lot and make pasta dishes. Thank you. And I think that's another thing is just recognizing how you travel. My friend is very much a foodie, and I love that we get to indulge because she is a vegetarian, I'm a vegetarian, and so it is a bit of a special occasion when we get together because we are indeed able to share more foods when usually we're the one who's like the odd one out. Oh my gosh, Glow, what the heck? That is incredibly generous. Thank you so much. I don't know what the message is, but it doesn't matter what the message is because that helps fund another pizza. No, I'm kidding. That helps the previous pizza. That is not how I'm going to look at it at all. Especially because I still have my Iceland trip on the way. This will go to my slices of bread. Thank you so very much. That is insane. So I can afford the CGI cost for my knees. That's adorable. Thank you. I'll make sure that goes to a better animator next time. Hi, Charlie. Thank you. I've got the messages up now, so I'll be able to read them. My apologies. But seriously, that is so kind. I lost my train of thought. Oh yes, the vegetarian. I found out that air fryer plus paneer, that would be tasty. Yes. Okay, I might have to try that. So my friend is a foodie, and it's really exciting because when we go out, we get to kind of share more foods instead of just have our own meal. But I think sometimes that someone who is on a Danish salary and is used to the Danish prices of everything, I think she may have got a little bit excited. And so I've let her know, I'm like, hey, when we get back to Copenhagen, is cooked meals. It is cooked meals. I'm happy to pay for the cooked meals still as a thank you for housing me. But we will, it is cooked meals. I was not prepared for $70 pizza. There are a bunch of hype in chat by no button, no. So hype, thank you. I sometimes even make things like stuffed mushrooms. That's amazing. Glow, thank you so much for the gift of sub to See Mama. So now See Mama can have emotes. Hype. I sometimes even make things like stuffed mushrooms with homemade stuffing, just so you know the stuffing is made with croissants. That's crazy. I wouldn't have even thought about that. I guess it would be very buttery. Vegetarians and their Danish celery. Exactly. So munching away there. Hilarious. Anyway, so I had a great time. But what I will say is that it does really... It can be really, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm just aware that although I am able to be so lucky to be doing this travel, I am also learning what my travel looks like and what my budget looks like within that travel. So as an example, I'm going to Iceland this weekend. How exciting is that? I will be there for 4 days. I'm going to be staying in a hostel. That alone shows kind of where my budget is at. But I don't mind. It is super exciting, and it'll be to see the total eclipse. I've never seen a total eclipse in my entire life before, and so for me, the cost of the flights and the accommodation, just being somewhere to rest my head, that is all worth seeing such an incredible natural phenomenon. Food, of course, is a necessity to survive. But it's not something that I feel like I need to go out of my way like every day to have a really exciting foodie experience in Iceland. Like if I just bring a loaf of bread and eat some bread and cheese, then it'll be fine. And maybe go out one evening as like a special treat. rather than having lunch at a new location every single day. And yeah, cost in Iceland, I am much more prepared for it to be even pricier. The Nordics ripping you off, and yeah, that's what I'm realizing, is that when you're going to the Nordics, you have to be prepared in a different way for prices, I guess, for food. But it'll be great. And so the only other thing that I kind of was planning to add to that was the Blue Lagoon, which is like a geothermal spring, and it's this beautiful color, and it is quite pricey, but I was like, I went in Iceland. But then I got all of this information of like, oh, well, there's the Golden Circle, and I hadn't heard of the Golden Circle, but for me, and so I looked it up, and there's a whole bunch of tours that like £100 or £200. I won't have a car, so that's why I would have to pay for the transfer and stuff. And I was like, I kind of found I was falling into this trap of like, oh, I guess if I'm in Iceland, I should go out of my way to do that because I'm there anyway. And I've been mulling it over, and I'm like, it's not, like, I didn't budget for that. And especially because now that budget has been blown on food. And I didn't budget for that. And I was like, is this something that I feel I need to do, or is this something that I feel like I should do because that is what other people have said the bucket list item of Iceland is? And it's been really interesting to understand that and understand my priorities of travel. And so I guess that's kind of what I'm coming to an end of my thoughts with is, should you guys ever find yourself traveling, because I know not everyone is in that position, but you know, if I'm getting asked like, how much money do I need to travel Europe? I don't know, because I don't know what it's going to be for you. But for me, I love just turning up at a place. I love just turning up at a place without any expectations, not really any preconceived idea. I think this is why Paris is not on my list. Yeah, exactly. Ron, sorry. You just made me laugh. I don't think that a lot of the places I'm going are because there's something that I feel like I want to see or need to see. It's just that I want to learn. I want to be curious. I want to let my adventure tell me what I experience. And that, I think, is another reason why I found San Sebastian just so charming, because I didn't choose to go there. That was a part of a greater group, and then I just didn't have a plan of attack, and I loved it. It was actually the best, and now I'm like, I want to go back so desperately. And similarly, why I don't have like Rome on my list, why I don't have Paris on my list, these are things that I think we have an idea of, oh, the must see things in the world, and I guess that's just not my style. And I enjoy a little bit more of that exploration in the moment, maybe, rather than the pre-planned ideas. Because on top of that, I don't want to wake up one morning and be like, ugh, I don't really feel like doing this tour, but I've booked the tour, so now I have to do the tour. It's kind of nice to be like, what do I want to do today? But at the same time, I know people don't want to have FOMO, and it's like, well, I've made my all the way to Iceland and I didn't see this thing. It's like, well, that's only on you to decide if it was worth seeing, though. I know that there's a friend that went to Las Vegas, and it was like, oh, well, did you also go see the Grand Canyon? And they're like, no. and that feels so wrong. It's like, well, you've gone all this way, why wouldn't you go see like more of the landscape? And it's like, well, I couldn't be bothered, I didn't want to, and I didn't care. It's like, wow, you can just not care about seeing the things that other people think you should see, and you can just experience something for yourself and enjoy it for yourself rather than for the gram or for the bucket list, or because and it's funny because when I learned about the Golden Circle, the first thing that came up about it because basically there's a geyser and there's tectonic plate, and it all looks really stunning. Don't get me wrong. There's a waterfall. But the first thing it said, which made me laugh and feel more confident about my philosophies, I guess, was it's like Golden Circle is a circuit that has been devised to encourage tourism to Iceland. And I was like, there it is. It is something that has been told these are the things that you should see, rather than explore that and discover it for yourself. I would be happy visiting an alleyway in a nondescript country. Exactly right. Golden Circle is pineapple. They have other juices too, thank you very much. If you gain experience, good or not, it's not FOMO, it's wisdom. That's sweet. From what I've heard, food is even more expensive in Iceland since just about everything has to be imported. And that makes sense, right? But I will be on my own in Iceland, so I can get away with just having my slice of bread. I definitely live on just baguette, cheese, salami, and a bottle of red wine. Yes, exactly. It's simple. And that's something that I've loved about the Danes. It's not just the Danes. I think the Scandies do it too, but where they have just for breakfast bread and a slice of cheese is awesome. But yes, I'm sorry, but due to the budgetary reasons, I can't join you. What's wrong? Well, I'm out of budget. Pizza or so lefo is literally just pineapple on bread. That's so funny. I'd love to see the Bone Temple in Czechia. And see, that is it. I've never heard of the Bone Temple. I don't know what that is, but I'm not now like, oh, I have to see the Bone Temple because someone else has told me that they should see it. But also simultaneously, that's something that you want to see. For me, my Iceland trip is only in Iceland because I want to see the total eclipse. Being in Iceland is actually secondary for me. Similarly, when I was in Copenhagen in June, being in Copenhagen was secondary to playing Pokemon. And so the only reason I'm arriving is because of the thing that I want to see, not the thing that someone else says I should see. And so that's what I'm saying is even if you do like a staycation, or maybe it is how you want to spend your money in general, is just do it for yourself. Do it for yourself. That is, and I know that a lot of people can look at my lifestyle now and how much that's changed, and I was like, wow, how do you afford all of this? Well, because outside of the flights, which are so much cheaper being within Europe, and planning for that and booking in advance and finding good deals there, accommodation is similar. Just being prepared for the actual activities that I want to do. Budgeting for activities. Like if you want to do this massive tour, budget for that. If you don't, then it might be a little bit cheaper. Food as well. If you want to go to Michelin star restaurants, that's going to be more expensive. If you're happy just going down to the supermarket and buying a loaf of bread and a slice of cheese, and then you're sorted. I'm fancy, I do crisp bread. Wow, look at you. So yeah, it's why I don't like when people, it's not even that I care about money and sharing that, like how much I've been spending on things. It's that it's just irrelevant. It's irrelevant because how I am doing things will be different to how I'm doing, how others. For example, Copenhagen, I'm not paying for accommodation, thankfully. And so it's all so variable. Going to Iceland to look at the sun, isn't that ridiculous? But it's worth it for me. It is worth it. And so that's why I'm doing it. It doesn't matter why you go to a country as long as you enjoy what you do. Exactly. And so, am I going to pretend that in 5 years' time, and I'm like, yeah, I went to Iceland, I got to see the total eclipse. I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm so disappointed that I missed out on seeing this and that. And people said that, it's like, oh, did you go see this? No, because I saw a total eclipse. Like, I don't, like, everything else is secondary. And those things will still be there, hopefully. Maybe if it were a glacier, it would be a different story. And some of those are glaciers, so maybe those are the things I should go see. But that's kind of what my philosophies have kind of settled on in terms of my travel. I felt a similar way in New York. Just walking around and seeing how different everything is was its own experience, but seeing landmarks is cool too. Exactly. It doesn't look like Copenhagen. What? You can't tell from the Hygge? Tell me if I pronounced that wrong, because I think I did. You can't tell. I guess we don't have a sense of togetherness, although we've got some Hygge going on. I didn't see because the sun was blotted out by the moon. Hilarious. But yes, I think if I were to go to New York, I would feel similarly, where I'm like, my bucket list would be to go see a show on Broadway because I love musicals, so that's like a must. And then I wouldn't feel like I need to go up the Empire State Building. Seeing it is fine, and I find sometimes these tall buildings are more impressive when you get a view of them rather than a view underneath them or in them. I'll give it an 8 out of 10. Thank you, Maxman. Thank you. That's very kind. I actually think I might do a little YouTube video about Hygge for this weekend because it's a new concept to me, and I will enjoy sharing about it. Copenhagen is on my go-to list. I just don't have time now. Well, what are things that you want to do in Copenhagen? Because I will take recommendations and probably ignore them. But I'm curious why it is on your list. Because for me, without it, because I've got my friend I'm staying with now and another friend who live here. Without them being here, I don't think it would be on my list. You would do great in the movie scene, as in like the movie industry, the scene. I was like, which scene? Which specific scene? Thank you, I think. Probably go to museums and also nature and escape the heat. Yeah, it has been quite nice. We're actually going to go swimming today though, because it is warmer today. And I think that will be its own experience. But I think where you're from, that makes a lot of sense. There's another reason I don't travel, I'm sure, where I'd want to go. Yeah, exactly. And so if there's nothing that is like, yeah, that's a go-to, like that's a must-do for me, then why would you travel? That's so fine, so fair and so fine. So coming back to like my travel specifically, I did fuck up. I will share that I did fuck up. I think I said this already, but I thought I would be able to get my UK visa while I was out of the UK. Turns out I have to get my UK visa when I'm in New Zealand. So if you notice I'm a little bit anxious when I do go back to the UK, it's because I will be. And it was because I was so unsure of actually wanting to stay in the UK that I didn't want to commit thousands and thousands of dollars for thousands and thousands of Australian dollars, hundreds and hundreds of pounds. I didn't want to commit that when I wasn't 100% sure of being there, so I thought I would kind of test it out for a few months. I had a lot of travel plans, and then I would apply for the visa when I'm out of the country again, if I was certain. Sure, I messed up, and so I have been trying to think if I should just go back to New Zealand earlier rather than later, but I think that everything is still on board and above board, so we'll see what happens. Oh, thank you, Nine Fox. Yeah, I've been enjoying doing my little weekly posts, even if they're only a few minutes. It's been fun. Thank you. The effort you're putting in is showing. Keep it up. Yeah, I think I've really, in terms of the YouTube posts, I've managed to get over a lot of my anxiety that I had in the past, because it's so comfortable, is the word I would use, to live stream like this. I've got you guys to bounce off of, so even if I do go on a rant, like it still feels, at least to me, somewhat like a competition. A conversation. I would lose the competition any single day when it comes to you guys. But the conversation, whereas when I was filming on my own, I didn't have you guys to bounce off, and it felt very unnatural, and I think I'm slowly overcoming that, and I'm not too fussed about what it is I'm posting. I'm just kind of posting for the sake of it, and from there then I'll start feeling more comfortable in front of the camera without live streaming, and then figure out if I want to be more streamlined, or maybe I just do like the Clem rants once a month and do other things in between that. But in the meantime, it's been fun to just kind of play. I was curious about those forms. Couldn't you get your parents to get the forms and send them? So it's not the forms, it's that I need my fingerprints. They need my fingerprints. So my parents are not able to do the fingerprints and the verification that the UK need from me. Customs bribe donor goal, that's the one. Thank you, Boba, I really appreciate it. Since Clem is an adult, I don't think that they can do it for her. But yes, that is the biggest thing, is that I don't know what I messed up, but I genuinely was under the impression that Australians, Canadians, and New Zealanders didn't need to provide biometrics outside of their passport, as in face card, and I was wrong, and that happens, and I am rolling with the punches. It only cost me about a £25 mistake. So it's okay in the grand scheme of things. £25 for a mistake, it's not the worst. Yeah, face card fail, exactly. And I was already planning to go back to New Zealand in October, and so it would be a very different story if I was not already going to New Zealand, and then I had to now spend thousands of dollars to get back to New Zealand to then stay in the UK. But with that already in motion, I just hope that it works out in October. What else do they need? Blood and spit? No, it's just turning up at a not even an it's not even an embassy. I can't remember what they call it. A VAC, whatever VAC stands for, is what I need to go to. And so I think I could probably do it in Australia, but I may as well do it in New Zealand. So I need to go to one of those, so that basically an authority figure says, yes, I am who I say I am, and that I am allowed, and then that they have my fingerprints too. Who would deny that first? Well, that's what I thought. Yeah, I have to prove I'm not in the UK to go to the UK. That's probably it. And I was like, oh shit, could I have done it in Spain? But then there's, I think you can only do it in the place of residence or citizenship, and I am neither in Spain, so that's why I couldn't do that. 5 years! Thank you, meerkats! Cheers! I cannot believe it's been 5 years. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That is so sweet. Thank you. Awesome. Oh, just awesome. Just awesome. Like a JP, you'll have to explain what a JP is, sorry. Quick trip to Germany. Oh, wait. In the application, because I actually went through the whole application, they did ask if I was a citizen of any other country, and I said no, because I'm currently not. But it did make me think, oh, maybe I should get my visa before getting my German passport to make it easier. I don't think it actually matters, but it's fine. No, it's not a justice of the peace. It is like specifically at so Christchurch, Wellington, and Auckland, and it's like an embassy, but it's not the UK embassy. It's just a VAC. I have to look up what a VAC is. Maybe I was actually thinking that I might do a video about it when I'm back in the UK. So I'll get all the info and then I'll share that, because I feel like other expats probably would benefit from that. Not sure what movie scene you were thinking about. Well, that's why I was confused, because I was like, which movie scene are you thinking about? But no, I understand, and I do appreciate it. I would love to be in films. I really would. As long as they are not homemade films. I've done my time. We don't need to do homemade films anymore. Anyhow, I will look at that as well. And for those who have been hassling me, Nine Fox, those who have been hassling me about YouTube memberships, I went to do the application for that, and it asked me which country, and I went, oh fuck, I don't know. So I haven't done that one either, because I have to figure out what's gonna go on for tax. Because once you make a profile with AdSense, you have to create a new profile with a new email address if you ever change countries. So I don't know what to put there. so I guess New Zealand would make the most sense because I'm a citizen of that country, but like I still have all of my bank accounts in Australia, so I'm a resident of that country. Like that is my residency at the moment. Is whenever I have to type like what is my address, I actually put my an Australian address rather than my parents' address, because I don't have anything in New Zealand. I don't have a bank account in New Zealand. It doesn't make, even though I was a citizen there, I'm not a resident there. I'm a resident in Australia. I've messed up, okay? I've messed up. I made it too complex, but I'll figure it out in the end. We aren't asking if you need to. The question is, will you? Yeah, race you to the bridge. Missing Delta when the opportunity to make a cheeky remark about what kind of films arises. Nine Fox was too subtle indeed. Thank you so much, Climate Change, for the follow as well. Travel's like hard, yeah, and so is -4 in the morning, Meerkats. I'm sorry to hear that. Chin chin. Why the airplane tattoo on the arm? It's not quite an airplane, it's an origami crane. But I guess with this angle, it does look like a little bit like an airplane. But in answer to why I have an origami crane, it's because I folded 1,000 origami cranes. Good afternoon, Ian. Okay. So, anyway, so I fucked that up. But I'm still excited to be on this big trip anyway. It's very exciting. And then I'll go back to Melbourne and get to see my Aussie friends. You still got your crane? That's so cute, me, you guys. What the heck? Yeah, chat did this to me. You heathens. You've ruined my skin. And going to New Zealand will be nice as well. And I'm excited. And I think that I will try and again do some more IRLs as well. Failed adult actress, chin chin. How cute is this mug, by the way? I don't think it's Coffee's mug. I think it's her housemate's, but it's so cute. I'm a proud heathen. Thanks, guys. So, what's next on the agenda is I'm going to take you guys out at least tomorrow, maybe Friday as well if you behave. I don't think I'll be able to take you out on Saturday because I'm catching up with my other gal pal and she's busy in the evenings, and so I think that will be a lot of fun. And so tomorrow my plan was to just go along the fancy colourful canals that apparently Copenhagen is known for, but there's also a massive city. We'll pass some Lego stores, pass some castles. I think that would be cool. I wanted to take you to see the Little Mermaid. She's tiny. She's actually super tiny. But she's so far out of the way that's not really worth it unless we can go to the fortress as well, because the fortress is sick as hell. But I'm a little bit scared about filming in there, because to go into the fortress you have to pass 2 guards who have like massive military guns that are like the size of their entire person. And so I don't know if I should just ask them if it's okay if I go in, or if I should look it up beforehand. So give me advice, please. She's little. She is tiny. She's actually Little Mermaid. Did you buy your lotto ticket? Out to lunch. So we're going to lunch for this one, and yeah, I realized that I can't go out to dinner anymore. Remember the good old days when Clem only had the one friend? I know, right? Look it up before. Okay, I will look into it. But that's the thing is, I don't think they will shoot me on sight. Right? I'm proud of Clem for living the dream of exploring Europe. Thank you, Gum. More gal pals doing teasers like that, especially after all the homemade video talk. Hilarious. Yeah, so Coffee is my bestie. We met 10 years ago in Melbourne, but my other friend, who has no relation to Coffee whatsoever, she's from New Zealand but moved to Melbourne when she was a teenager, so went to school in Melbourne and university. And so she is now also in Copenhagen because she got like a grant to do her PhD here, which is very exciting. So she her nickname, I've spoken about her not as frequently, but she does have a nickname. Her name's Katie. So Katie yeah, she and her partner, the what is it? Her partner, he's got a job, but I can't remember if he's also doing like if it's through academia. I think he's doing some sort of research project over here too, but I'll have to remember. Anyway, good for them. But it was just complete coincidence. And so when Katie told me she was going to Copenhagen, I was like, what the heck? But Coffee is going to Copenhagen. That's like my only two friends are going to Copenhagen. What an odd coincidence. So it'll be a bit scary even if they don't do anything. Exactly, and that's how I felt when I went there without filming. I just literally went to play Pokemon, and I was like, am I even allowed to play Pokemon in here? Because there are a lot of Pokemon in there, and I would like to play Pokemon, so we'll find out. But I do think it will be cool if we can go. So let's just look it up now, shall we? When in Copenhagen. So it is the Castellet, Kastellet. Castellet. This is, oh wait, no, it is the whole thing. Or is that just showing the windmill in particular? No, it is the whole thing. Castellet, I think it will be fine, but we should have a look. Castellet, why is that like not being so obvious? Because it's free is the other thing. Star Fort in Copenhagen. It's a citadel, and it's one of the best preserved fortresses in Northern Europe. And it just looks really cool. So let's say, can I film at Castellet? I think it would be one of those things where if we're not obnoxious, we should be fine. If we are obnoxious, then they'll kick us out, and we would deserve to be kicked out, you know? Is a sign you should become a Dane? Well, after learning about the Danish salaries and how they seem to be able to afford the Copenhagen prices, and also the fact, so I got very spoiled when I was here. So Katie, she and I went out for dinner, and the cost of that was actually, like, we went somewhere nice, and so what we got for what it cost, I am comfortable with. Like, it was expensive, but it was expensive because it was worth what we got, rather than because it was a mediocre, sandwich. But she said that the drinks were a birthday present. And at first I was like, no, don't worry about it. But now, because I was going to pay her back basically when I visited again by being like, let me buy this round of drinks. But now I'm like, yeah, I think it was a birthday present. I will unfortunately still morally feel like I have to buy her drinks anyway, but she must be earning okay as well. Katie, oh yes, we can spell it like tea. That's cute. I like that. Yeah, I didn't consider it being spelt TEA, but I think that's cute. KT, coffee, what other like caffeinated drinks are there other than energy drinks? Like guarana? Maybe we can have like Anya, but it's like spelt guarana. Monster. You guys are the same though. Fellow broke bitches. Hey Dalton. What's another caffeinated drink? Maybe it's just going through different tea types. Anyway, we'll figure it out. So yes, you can take casual photos and videos for personal use while walking around Castellet, as it functions as a public park. However, because it is an active military site, strict rules apply to commercial, professional, or drone filming. Is what I do commercial or professional? Handheld cameras and phones are fine for personal memories, scenery, and walking clips. Do not film, photograph military personnel, which I wouldn't do anyway. I wouldn't have a large setup nor a drone. I think we'll be okay then. it is freely open to the public. It is a public park, and I think all of that shows that as long as we're not being super obnoxious and we're being chill, then it would be okay. Because I think some of these IRL setups that streamers do, they literally hire a second person. It's got a lot more going on, whereas I'll be turning up with this on a gimbal, just being like la 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 la. So I think that will be just fine. I miss you all. We miss you too, Dildo. Pro streamer. Yeah, that's the thing, is it's always such a great area with content creation. And so I do understand why it is a bit of a tough one, because I don't know. Like, I don't know. You can film in public, but every country will be different. And then I think the fact that I don't know. The thing is, I can't even make yeah, it's just like a live vlog. But then if you're not necessarily making a living off it, is that make it more okay? So for example, if your content isn't monetized and you're just a hobbyist, is that now okay to do, even if it's posting online? Because let's say, hypothetical, you are a vlogger rather than a live streamer, but your YouTube channel is not monetized. Can you now post this in a public space like YouTube, because you are not making money off it, so it's not commercial nor professional? And so therefore, I think that if you're not making money off it, it should be fine. But if you are making money off it, I think there is some wiggle room to say, like, well, I don't need to do this to earn money. I could be doing different content. And so therefore, this is kind of just chill and casual. And I don't know. The thing is, I don't know. And you don't have to pay to get into this this particular place. It is a public park. So that's why I thought we would be fine and I wouldn't need to look it up. But other places you would. And again, I think a lot of places where you are ticketed, so even let's say Disneyland, I don't think they care as much about people filming if you're not being obnoxious or a douchebag. And it depends on how large your setup is, because if it looks like you're now doing a Hollywood production and you're making a movie, then I think that can be very different. But then making a documentary, maybe that would be more similar. And then therefore, is vlogging also not allowed? It is complicated. You're not obnoxious? Well, I'm not obnoxious when I'm IRL filming. I'm definitely obnoxious in my own way. Katie, a coffee, escaped to Copenhagen to confound Clem. That's cute. But anyway, I think that tomorrow I will just kind of do the Copenhagen city, and then if we go on for a bit longer, then we can head down to the fortress. Otherwise, we'll split that up over 2 days. Because there's another area that I was thinking of taking you. So I'm very excited. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I've been really enjoying doing the IRL streams. They can cause me so much anxiety because I never know if I'm going to be able to connect to the internet or not. But the last few have been okay. There have been some issues, but they've been okay. And the fact that they've been okay has made me like, yes, let's do more. You are obnoxious since you are freshly showered. Thank you. Yes, but tomorrow will be a different story at very least. Yes, taking you on a field trip, exactly! That's so accurate. We will be taking you out on a field trip. I love this. So it's all going to work out in the end, and I'm very pleased. And I'm glad. I think something that I said on my little video as well, that I'm really pleased that I've been able to even do a stream like this while on the travels, because again, that gave me a lot of anxiety that I wouldn't be able to kind of pair up this travel lifestyle and let's call it vlogging lifestyle, but I'm slowly making it work, and I just kind of want to improve on that as things go on. However, I also don't think it will be too relevant when I need to settle for a bit and just build up some funds. But maybe we can go around England instead of overseas. I think as long as you're being respectful. Yeah, exactly, Stargirl. It should be fine. I suppose if an area has a problem with filming, they'll let you know. And that's how I look at it, is if someone says, no, you can't be here, I'm just gonna leave. And so if that is my reaction, then I don't have anything to be anxious about. If I walk into a coffee shop and they say, sorry, no filming, then I will just leave. And like I said, therefore, I have nothing to worry about. And yes, signs as well is a great idea. The thing is that the fortress is beside the Little Mermaid. So I think if we can't go into the fortress, we'll go see the Little Mermaid and everything will be okay. Oh, thank you, David. My travels have been great. Yeah. Toad, hello. We don't talk about that one. They're just, it's like the elephant in the room. Don't worry about the other redhead, okay? I feel if you have to pay to get in, I get why it would be discouraged, for sure. It's a private property. Like you wouldn't walk into someone else's house and start filming, and if you do, you shouldn't. Hi, Samuel. Welcome on in. We're just kind of talking about my travels. I've been on a little bit of a Europe trip, and I've just got a bit of a breather in the meantime here in Copenhagen. It's kind of scary when she stared at us earlier. Hilarious. Don't talk about the redhead, okay? Anyway, so if you have to pay, I think it should be discouraged to go into a place if you have to pay, or you can at least organize that in advance where it's like, hey, I'm wanting to have dinner. Is it okay if I live stream it? And they can say no. That's it. If it gets only other thing is if it takes away from other experiences. Yeah, exactly. And because it will just be what looks like me, myself, and I with a very, very simple setup, I think we will be fine. Yeah, like the movie, exactly. And so, like I said, if we are not allowed in the fortress, then we'll go see the Little Mermaid, and then we'll go make another plan. Yeah, apart from kissing my brother, that is not a part of my Euro trip plans. Oh, goodness gracious. I completely forgot about that because that's after the absinthe, right? And it's not even like, yeah, no kidding. So far. Give it time. But in the meantime, I think I'm gonna probably call it there. I'm starting to feel a little bit peckish, ready for my next slice of bread and cheese meal. And I found that for these little catch-up sessions, if I don't have anything else that I kind of just want to get off my chest or rant about, then that's usually the indication to kind of call it. And it's similar to when if we were back in at my PC, it's like, okay, let's play video games now, but I don't have the video games. So unless you have something else you want me to talk about, I'm gonna say goodbye. Welcome to Denmark. Oh, thank you. I'm pleased to be here, even if I can't afford the food from here on out. Tell them you're a sponsored influencer. By whom? Just like real life, whenever I shout, Clem runs away. It's true. Mary Poppins mirror. Yes, yeah, I wasn't even in the room when the redhead behind me checked y'all out. Thank you for the follow, Samuel. Always leave when I arrive. It's true. I'm like, oh god, these people are here that make me nervous. Always good to see you. Thank you. Yeah, a little catch up. Exactly. I do appreciate it. I think I will say something a little bit more. I think I have been a little bit anxious because sometimes I feel like I don't have things to say, but I really enjoy hanging out outside of that, and so I've been a lot better at being okay with just rambling. For better or for worse, I've been a lot more comfortable with it. And then I think we if I do have a specific topic, then I can bring that to you guys. Some squats like Mogpie. Well, only if you get the right price. Is the reflection in the mirror meant to turn around when you're not looking back? I am not at liberty to say. What are you going to see in Copenhagen? So today, I'm probably just going to go get some lunch just from here. I'm not going to spend much. I'm going to go for a little walk, which is more for exercise rather than for exploration. But we're actually going for a swim tonight. So I don't know where, but my friend whose place I'm staying at, Coffee is her nickname. She said that it is really nice on a beautiful evening, and it's quite warm today. Let me have a look at the temperature right now. It's 26 degrees Celsius, though I've realized, 27 even. I've realized that numbers on heat and temperature mean nothing. But Coffee said that it's really nice when the sun comes out, because there's like this massive sense of community where people just go out and they go for a swim and they lounge about, bring maybe some drinks. So we're going to take one of the bottles of wine that we had bought when we were in Croatia together. We did a road trip around there, and there's a winery we stopped at, and I wasn't able to drink because I was driving. Don't get me wrong, I did have a little sip here or there, but I didn't want to risk it. And so we have a bottle that we're going to crack open as a little reminder of our Croatia trip. And so that will be really sweet. And then we'll get to go for a swim. Outside of that, we'll find out what we're going to do tomorrow live on stream. And so I'll probably go through like Rosenberg Park. Is that what it is? So I want to go see Castellet, Rosenborg Slot, sorry, and the park there. I don't think I'll go into Tivoli, but we might go around it. But yeah, just wander through the city center and see all the pretty colors. But I don't know what I'm going to do on Friday. That is more my curiosity. So if you have any advice for a second day, let me know. Green screen overalls meta. Was there something to bounce off the races? Yeah, exactly. It's cold here, you poor thing. Antarctica blast. Aye. I'm on team normalize awkward silence. I love that. I have been trying to get my friend better at sitting in silence, because sometimes I just need some silence myself. Since she just had a shower, that name will be there for 6 months. yeah, rude. As in, like, I saw the rest of the joke about having the name on the arm and stuff. Okay, cool. I'll say hi to Coffee for you, I guess, is the only other thing. Glad to help with this tip for the day. Thank you. I get the anxious part. Definitely it'll get better as time goes on. Thank you, Star Girl. I really appreciate that. That is genuinely so sweet. But yeah, I'll say hi to Coffee for you. I'm going to take it easy. She probably is going to finish work early as well, so that actually will work out fine. I think if I go for lunch, half an hour walk, she'll probably be home, which is, it is early. She just messaged me in the morning saying like it's dead at the office at the moment. Oh, Schmick, that's such a shame, especially because she probably won't make an appearance because she'll be at work the next few days. Tell Coffee to buy you a coffee on me. Yeah, well, I feel like I'll need her to. And then, yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow, I guess. Just read the rest of these as well. So the 90s here for the past month. The humidity, humidity is what really is a killer for me. In Melbourne, it would get super, super hot, like over 100 degrees Fahrenheit. But it doesn't get high humidity, and so it sucks. But you can have 20 degrees Celsius humidity, and it'd be way worse than higher numerical temperatures. Have fun swimming the English Channel or whatever. Yeah, maybe that's what we'll do on Friday. Toad, you're a genius. We'll explore Copenhagen tomorrow. We'll swim the English Channel on Friday. Thank goodness I have you around. Speaking of coffee can be therapeutic, especially good coffee. Oakenhill, it's good to see you. We are saying bye though. Enjoy the rest of your day, whatever you guys get up to. And thanks for hanging out for this little session. I really appreciate it. It's given me a lot of life. Although I do consider myself an introvert, I think I do get a lot of that like energy kick from live streaming. So it's kind of like a form of extrovert, but very specific extroverted energy. Charge your phone. Okay, if you say so. Okay, I'm actually going now. Thanks everyone, much love, much appreciated. I'll see you all soon. Tomorrow we'll be in Copenhagen. Be in the Discord server if you want to be more up to date with things. Go follow all of the other socials so you can see some of the Noverals content.